Hello, how are ya? Welcome to my painting. Do 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 do. Hope you're gonna like it. I've probably done that many a time. Yeah. We're just probably gonna get a little quick drawing done here. Fine, you're tracked. You're up. You're up. I'm not gonna mess around. Yeah, so this is what's going on, man. 8 by 10. I did a bunch of board prep. I've been so busy with all the backroom stuff. I haven't done any painting this week, and here it is Wednesday. I'm going to do a little right now, and then I got more backroom to do this afternoon. But this can sit here and wait till tomorrow morning, and then we're going to jump in and finish the painting. I am not recording the palette on this. I will record the color mixing session though. Okay, I'll do that. With the image, I think that's all the value that needs to happen. I don't need... Well, you know, I'm sure some of you absolutely love the palette. And no question, it looks pretty cool. But it's adding a lot of work. And... as far as actual learning, yeah, you're going to have to kind of, you know, take some of the stuff I say about color and setting up your palette and mixing things and put it together yourself. Although I will be continuing to pass along a lot of insights about what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Burnt. This is burnt umber. Now we're working on the little... oh, I'm used to recording. I'm not going to record this right now. But like I said, I will record the color mixing session, and I think then I'll do that at 4K. That'll be groovy. This is where the action is. This is where everything's happening. This is what I care about. The actual painting and it coming together. The actual strokes on the board. The palette's gravy. And you know what? Back when I was in... Sheehan's Academy, 2013. I'm guessing he had like a grandson or somebody that was doing his video. And at one point they did add in a palette cam, and it didn't last long, and I know why now. I know why, because it's a lot of work. I am tempted to capture the footage anyway, but... I think not. I need to make a clean break. It's been a maybe, 4 or 5, 6 month experiment. I kept thinking I could find ways to make it quicker. Yeah, I just wasn't able to. Okay, let's start painting. Good old burn umber. Got our grid. Gonna take these glasses off. Now, you will be checking. I'm going to do my best to put the reference image at the beginning of the videos. And also, of course, you'll see it during the color mixing. Now, one, I don't love how whiny my wife, she has a tendency of looking at my reference images going, oh, that's beautiful, honey. I'm like, it's a reference image. I don't care about that. It is beautiful though, and this road was composited in, I think it's using ChatGPT image. I don't like things getting so skinny in the distance. I don't like... Wow. Where are we going here? I can barely see the grid. Yeah, it just gets very wide to very skinny. I don't like roads getting too skinny, and I don't mind. They could go right over a hill or something. No one's going to ask any questions. This was winding all up into the distance, and in my experience, that usually doesn't work. That's just what I got to say. Yeah, you know, I'm always just chatting with you, so I will be doing some chatting about plans for the channel here, and maybe no one will even hear this. Maybe some of you will, and then some of you I'll be talking to directly on the emails about the changes, but the palette thing is one change that's coming. Yes. ultimately it's too much work for not enough return. But the real news is that I'm going to be making the members area on YouTube and the Substack Studio Pass area support optional. Now notice I didn't say free. It ain't free. It's support optional. There's a big difference. As far as the reasons for that, we could get into it, but you know, it's not something I would think you care too much about. Now that's my distant meadow there, so that won't be painted. You've probably seen me do that before. I'm just saying, alright, this is a ridge or something where the road's going to hit that. And it just ends right there. Okay, that's all pretty well placed, pretty happy. Got 2 trees. Now, lots of times when I'm working with the reference, especially now that Photoshop's not in the mix, I have sometimes to dumb things down a bit in the other programs. But also, even with Photoshop, I had a limited ability to, like this tree here that I want over further, I have limited ability to do that with a reference, you know. But I know that I'm going to do it. It's very important with 8x10s. I think I probably started to say that 8x10's horizontals, maybe it didn't, but if you've been with me any time, 8x10 horizontal has a lot of unique challenges, which if you're hip to what you need to do, aren't not insurmountable. Yeah, I'm gonna beat up this year truck a little bit. That's okay. What good's the brush if you don't use it, right? That's nice. I like that. Now, when I've had a look at the reference, I don't love the like. There's a big bunch of grass here, much darker, but I'm gonna do some of it. Also, I kind of like how maybe a dark bit's coming in here. But I don't like the sides of the grass next to the roads to be too high. It just creates issues with the painting. You don't want it. I don't think you want it. Basically, this tree in the reference has a very nice shape. Your truck's doing a nice job. By the way, assistant, that's Renish Utrecht. Utrecht. See if you can transcribe that correctly. Hey, it's early days and all that stuff. Yeah, I was tempted also to dial. I don't know if anyone's even looking at the transcriptions, but I'm going to keep going with that because I think it's good. If not just for the humans, for the AI, I think it's good. Although, to be honest, they're getting to a point where there won't be much difference to them between the video and AI as far as extracting content. But there is now. Like that. That's good. So yeah, light source is coming from, well, we got the bright bit in the middle, but okay. Yeah, I do compositions like this all the time. Now, probably a bit of an issue over here. I think I might solve it with a light trunk. No trunk. And if you've been with me any time at all, you'll know that I think trees need trunks. Trees without trunks are giant bushes. There's our mass. Here's a subdivision. Further, I am leaving, like I felt in the reference image that the center space was a bit cramped, but we have succeeded in moving this tree right over, so I think that's working okay. And this brush is enabling me to kind of use the squareness of it, that square edge. So here's the first thought. Actually, for this to work, it's got to come over even further. Basic tree shapes are good. You don't want your tree shapes lining up. See what I mean? Something always needs to poke out a little further. These are already kind of competing. You don't want that. There's a tree. Trunk, tree, trunk, tree, trunk. You don't have to show the whole trunk. Don't even know, really. Have to show that much of it. We'll have a look in the camera here in 1 sec, see what it thinks. It's working all right. AV, no. Okay, don't matter. It don't matter to me. Now it's kind of nice, natural sort of like thing being created here. Bush, tree. I do think that trunk is sort of working pretty well. The grid at this point not helping me too much. Done your job. That's our lit fill. Could it go higher? Should it go higher? I don't think it should. Perspective trick, okay? You don't have to set up an actual vantage point. You don't actually have to do perspective, but you see we have these bunch of nothing here, so we can create some lines that kind of shoot into a place there. And we have established that the light is coming from this side. I do think this could be now it's just helpful to make it one thing. Nice. That's working. I think it's working. There's a little bit of duplication there, but it's okay. Is good. The clouds that I have in the reference are really very much just for inspiration. I love the colors, I love the feeling, but there's a lot more that's going to need to be done compositional. Like first of all, we have a bunch of clouds just echoing the tree shape. That's okay. As you can see, the bit I'm doing now is not in the reference. Well, I think it's good to have something in the corner. Not too dark though, it'll fight with that tree. We don't have to worry too much about this. That feels too high, which is what I'd expect. Knock it down a little. One thing I love about the Utrechts is, and flats in general, is you can draw a lot with that little corner. That's not as much of a thing with the filberts. Hello, how you doing?
How are you doing?
Good, good, yeah.
Oh, I have some glass plates which I'm going to throw away. Do you want to have them for your students?
No, I don't have any students.
Oh, well.
Yeah, none at the moment.
Oh, because others I throw away, but if you don't need somebody for it.
How big are they? Oh, for like mixing paint and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, glass.
No, not for mixing paint.
Oh, I throw so much away. I throw it all away. Yeah, no, because it's dangerous to have it in your space. You know, I always end up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
I was thinking if somebody can use it, but no.
Usually, no. It's best just throw it away.
That's
yeah.
what I'm going to do.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
See
See ya, Els. Take care. You guys are the only students I got right now. Which is fine. Right. Very philosophical about that. And I don't find this strain at all teaching you, but I do definitely find, and so it actually depends on the student. Some students exhaust me. some do not, and the ones that do not, I've actually fired students before, and they were like, "What? How can you? Why are you?" No, I was being honest too. I'm going to work on my book, I said. What I didn't say was, having you as a student annoys me. Makes me tired. Yeah, it's somewhat different from the reference. That looks fine. Yeah, that's good. The drawing's done. Anything I do from here on out, it's just kind of filling things in. Sometimes that is helpful. It's kind of similar to the ones on the channel right now. Actually, that has a more interesting composition, but I've been wanting to do some 8x10s. I have some really pretty cool frames. Alright, that's that. Drawing's done. We'll see you tomorrow. Remember I was telling you not to have things too equal? Yeah. Just do it now. Yeah, you can see that's better. Yeah, don't have two masses like that equal. Don't do it. Okay. I'm assuming it's looking fine. Yep, okay. This is going to be matte, a bit dull. I think I said that. Yeah, Mark, you did. You said it. You said it, bro. I do still have the palette off to my right. That's one good thing that's come about. Instead of underneath the easel, that's been how I've been working for ages. So I have myself retrained now. And you never know, I might bring the palette back when we get into the AI age a little further, and it can actually do some of this. It's tedious, it's hard work, and I would rather be doing creative things. Okay, here we go. Alright, so I took my original blue that I'd mixed, the dark one, and I've added some more mixing red and some black to it, because quite often, glasses off. It's good to have a bit darker. Next we'll come in with, it's pretty thin too. Let's go ahead and thicken it up a little bit. That's for the AI curator in the future. Just worried about my paintings becoming increasingly transparent. Alright, so I'm bringing a little purple into the blue. So I'm not having a palette as much, but what I am going to try and do is talk to you about the theory behind the decisions I'm making. Oh, I want more gray in that as well. See, there's a progression, it's a subtle progression. Now I was thinking, I would like this to be a little more strokey. I was kind of thinking, we'll see how it goes. As far as that strokey thing, a lot of times I can do that, but it gets distracting. That's nice, that's really good. And let's move into this light blue I did, and you can see first thing I'm doing is bringing it into the, well, you can't see, sorry. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm bringing that light blue I mixed. I brought in some orange and give me color like that. I need to, I'm going to bring a little bit of my mixing red into that. There we go. You can see the difference is subtle, but subtle differences is what painting is all about. This brush is doing an amazing job. And we'll be careful with these clouds sticking out. It's kind of this shoe shape, or I don't know, whatever weird shape that follows the exact shape of the tree. That's not a good plan. And we need to modulate a bit as we come in closer, so bring in some more white. Back to some of the original mixture. More orange. More white. More original mixture. And hopefully you've noticed that I put a stroke down. It's very hard. I mean, you got your ideas about what will and will not work. Okay, I see something going on in the reference that I think would be great to incorporate. That's a little on the cool side with the, I brought in some rose madder. I'm just bringing in a little bit of orange into that blue mixture too. I want to pink it up. That I'm bringing in the mixing red. So I've got two things that's dark and muddy. The mixing red's great. It can muddy things up a little bit. I kind of want this pinkish thing, but I need to acknowledge the overall oranginess of the scene. Also, I want things a little lighter. There's a lot of things I want. It's only slightly pink, but it only needs to be slightly pink. That's called modulation. It's in the new book. It's in the old book too. You want both, really. That's a nice little modulation. It's quite subtle, but if these thoughts pop into your head, this is where you, whoa, that's a lot more orange, but that's okay. Yeah, I really do like sharing the palette. I think it does complete. But it's just too, it's exhausting. I'm sorry. I could have justified it if I was getting, I don't know, maybe it would take like financial compensation, like the kind of thing. I was mentioning, I don't know if it was here, but I was a student of Dennis Sheehan's, on his online academy, and there was, for the most part, you didn't see the palette. He kind of like me would just talk about it. But there was a period of time, I think it was probably his grandson or something. It's too light over there. There was a period of time they had a camera on the palette, a camera on him, and that didn't last. And the reason it didn't last is because it adds a ton of work. I was going to swear, but we don't need to swear. Just a ton. That's all you need to know. That's a bunch of nothing there, but you can see it's a little darker than over here. Not doing good. We got a lot of blue. And one thing I didn't like about the reference image was the sky was too narrow in between. I'm doing quite a lot of wiping off the brush, resetting, because we're going to come up with some of these darker clouds now. I'm actually going to reset my brush with black. Yeah, I'm going to do this more. No, that's very close. I want more purple in that. A little more. I'm going to bring us some mixing red too. Other stuff in the brush, that's fine. Not sure what I'm going to do up there. It could be blue sky. I don't think that'd be good. I don't want it to be too eye-catching. Let's try our other color. It's just kind of blonde, chalky. So you remember this color I mix? It was purple, it was white, and it was burned umber. No black. I just added some black to it, and Mars yellow, way prettier. Not that you'd look at that and say, "Wow, what a pretty color." It's a neutral kind of color, but perfect for what we're doing. We definitely want to go darker as they're coming out, and I'm going to darken it with the burnt umber and a little bit of a lot of black. It's okay though, because that's kind of the corner. See, there is a spread there from that other purpley gray I had down. A progression, that's what you want. Modulation. That's great. Oh man, it could be creating some weird shapes. I'll have a look in the camera. Ah, that looks nice. That looks nice. Okay, so we want lighter versions of these coming in. I could probably just use some of that sky. That light sky color. I have a bunch extra, and I just mix that with a little bit of orange. It's going to kind of, not so much for there. I'm thinking up here. It's a little light, but not too far away. So this isn't a place unless it's like, I'm going to have a very bright thing going on there. It's a place you want. You don't want to, if you had, say, like oranges, bright oranges, and because of the way we composite the skies with the reference, you got to be careful, because bits of the sky can end up anywhere. That's a great neutral we got there. And will lend itself to the introduction of some oranges and yellows and things coming in. It's warm enough. I'm going to modulate it. A little bit of mixing red and a little bit of orange and a little bit of white, which is going to be not far off from another color I already did, but that's okay. So this is like kind of an extension of this, but you can see I'm modulating a bit. Oh, it feels great to be painting. Mm-hmm. Color in the brush. A nice neutral. I can pop some highlights and things in there, some of these oranges and yellows as we get to that. That bit I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. That orange we made. It's a bit light. And you know, one thing I was thinking about when I was making that orange was bringing in some burnt sienna, which I just did. That's going to bring in some redness without it being kind of a fruity type of red. Which I wouldn't mind a little more of that. So I'm going to bring in some mixing red as well. Yeah, we may have the AI taking everything over. Won't be that long too before the robots can paint and stuff, whatever. But most of what they do is a reflection. And you know what? I've been saying this for a while, but before there was AI doing stuff better than you, there was other people. I was just flashing on that today. I was, I'll tell you the tale. I was a young man. I was working at my first, not my first full-time job, but the first one where I ended up staying there for a long time, becoming a manager, stuff like that. And we were working in an old cannery building. It was quite a big operation. One of the offices that was around was, I forget what business they were in, but one of those guys, I remember his name, and I usually don't. His name was Patrick. He was an amazing artist. He was so good. I was an artist, and I prided myself on being an artist, you know, and obviously I was pretty good in some ways. But Patrick was doing this work of, he had these characters he come up with. They remind me of like the Keebler elves now, you know. But he had done these amazing illustrations with colored pencils that were so amazing, so professional, at such a high level. What was insane was that that wasn't his actual job, you know. See how we're getting some glow in there? See how you can do that? This will be a bit of a transition here. Bring some of the gray back into the orange. Orange and gray get on. Anyway, I was just flashing on that. I was maybe 17, 18 back then, you know. And I kept working, I kept doing art, but you know, I could have have it. That was like the first person I think I'd met that was doing something at such an incredibly high level that, honestly, even now, I mean, I got pretty far into my illustration career, and you know, had a decent set of skills, and no doubt there were people that would look, and even people now look at what I do and go, oh, I wish I could do that. Oh. Okay, so we need to be careful here in that we don't want the whole thing to be this just big, I'm going to want to bring in some brightness, but I want the whole thing to be that. So this is kind of be one of the underneath colors. I got yellow coming in. I'm going to have that bright white going in. I'm going to have some, actually, I was going to say lightness there, but what I would prefer down towards the horizon, I've been very much into a more of a neutral approach than having something very bright up against the hills, and that does work pretty well. Let's see, that's fairly neutral. Could be sky, could be a lot of things. Nice. Okay. And I'm moving my way. We are getting down into the last sky color I mixed, which is that very bright yellow. First thing I'm gonna do is bring it in with some of that orange, just so it won't be my brightest, but it'll be kind of acknowledging. I'm gonna bring in more orange here. Yellow orange. That could be a mistake. That's looking alright. The board color. We're painting right over board color right now. This isn't my brightest yellow. This is kind of getting things set up. So hopefully one thing you've noticed is how there's a progression I'm always moving towards. Now this is going to be almost white here, so we're getting close. The color I'm doing now is the color I mixed. It's a whitish yellow. That's a technique I was talking about when I mentioned it was on the current video. See how I got the kind of glowy light diffusing by going over the more neutral tone with some of this yellow. That's a great tip. And you're seeing me do it in real time now. Titanium white. Cad yellow. A little bit of oil. So if you every time you bring in the white, you lose color. That's why I tend to go back and forth. I oscillate. I mostly want this to be a white color, but nowhere near actual. That's pretty good. That's pretty bright, isn't it? Is it too bright? Don't know. Let's see. Looking pretty good. We have kind of an odd shape there, but one thing I want to do is bring in a bit more chroma, just pure orange into this right now. It won't be pure orange when you see it on the painting. And we're gonna need to supplement that with some burnt sienna. It's just going kind of sherbety. That's not what I want. I don't want sherbet. I want a bit more color. Still don't love that. Try the mixing red. Well, that went pink as. I hope that works. I'll look into the camera. It does. It does work. That patch of blue is starting to take on its sort of own kind of deal. It's getting there, hey. Get some stronger yellows. Almost done. This color's a little weak. I want some strength there. So more white, more yellow. More like the reference. That's actual, like, cad yellow asserting itself. It's looking real good. That's kind of a bit of an odd shape there. I'm going to wipe off my brush and just with some ghost colors. Yep, that opens up a whole kettle of fish. I do think that bright yellow is a good move. Also, now we got to bring in more light in the sky. So I do still have some of that sky color. I've been wiping off my brush a lot, but I'm going to go into just the pure white to reset from the yellows. I'm going to go into that bit of blue sky that I have, and then more white. And just get something a little more pop and a little more air. There were like sun rays in this, which you'll never see me paint. Later in his life, he became known as the painter of sun rays. Never say never, right? But anyway, I don't like him. Whoa, that's making a mess. That did help. It needs to, like, it's kind of hovering in a little gutter there. I don't want that. I mean, it's close to acceptable. I could just leave it, but what we're going to do is bring this up. Then wipe the brush off. That was nice. It needs to be slightly finessed. Alright, I think we can call that sky done. We got time to do the path though. Let's do it. Yeah, you think, oh, just how did the palette can't do it? It just adds on exponential. I mean, it really went from, pretty easy process to consistently complicating things. Just adding that one other element. And like I said, if I was as rich and famous as I probably should be, and I had a full-time assistant, and I could turn all this over to them, that would be, no question I would do it. No question. But resources being what they are, I can't do it. Okay, things are a little chunky here. You do want to keep the chunk. You want to keep the chunk, but not too much. And then, let's say something like this bit here. Now, if you're not careful, you can just smooth the whole thing into oblivion. We want to see the paint strokes. We want to see the struggle, for lack of a better word. All right, let's do the path. Dark path. No, that's not dark path. That's path. Is that path? No, that's grass. It looks like I grabbed the path color I mixed. and use it in the sky. That's okay. Good to know. One thing to good know about painting, and especially if you're in these cul-de-sacs you can't get out of, your presuppositions about life are always operative. So what you believe is going to be on the canvas or board in my case. That's not nice. I keep adding in, I've made all kinds of colors, and that's one good reading. You don't see the palette and all the stuff I've done, but when it gets up here, it's insipid. Now, it's gone too grayish. Bringing in mixing red. Let's see if I can get some. It's not bad, but when it's fighting you like that, you gotta wipe off your brush. You gotta start over. It's too dark. It's too something. I'm gonna bring in Mars yellow, but I also brought in the mixing red and the burnt sienna, so it's got more life. That's got more life in it. Well, that's nice, hey? That's got life. Beautiful path that the AI did. And, that's another thing. You could look at some of the beauty in the reference that the AI is doing and go, well, what bother, man? It's already nice. Yeah, I don't know. I would call that a bad attitude. That's what I would call it. Light source is coming from here. Now, there's actually gross grass growing in the middle of the road. I don't like to paint that kind of thing. I do not. I just think it gets distracting in the painting. Wow, that went super red now. It's okay. I'm going to neutralize this. So that color I'm painting went really red when I added the white. Pink. You could do a pink pass sometimes. That's perfect. But what I did to counteract that was added in some Mars yellow. It's still very pink. But that's okay. I think it's okay. I'm going to have very yellowy grass, so I don't really need a yellow path. That's looking good. I'm going to bring in more of that yellow ochre though. And more white. In this case, the titanium buff. Whoa! Mars yellow, which is stronger. Ooh, that didn't do it. Ooh, I'm crashing and I'm burning. Raw umber. Nice. And when you saw in the reference, my path is wider and tapers more. That when in the reference is long and skinny. That's not my style. I don't like that. Still a bit pink, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Wipe off the brush. Back into the buff. Back into the yellow ochre. Yeah, maybe a little cad yellow, because that'll definitely de-pinkify the proceedings. Very easy to overwork this kind of thing. But you really, what you want, you don't want a totally smooth path. Yes, we know sometimes you're. That's looking pretty good, actually. Probably fine for now. When I get the grass in, I can work on it a little more. I did just wipe the brush off. A lot of this down here is just board color, which is fine. Good rule to remember is when you bring in white, you always bring in another color as well. I've been saying it for a long time. I'll keep saying it. Oh, there's my original tan. This might be easier with the little smaller brush. Yeah, I should have stopped when they said it was going to stop. That's okay. Yep, we're going to leave that. All right, we're done. We'll see ya. Right, you can hear the water on. Ooh, that's coffee from earlier. I don't want to drink that. That'll keep me up tonight. I'm making some tea though. I was thinking about what brush I want to use to paint the darks. I don't want anything too thin because there's not much. Oh, by the way, we lost the color mixing session. The camera just died. That's it for you, camera. You're gone. I've got the other one. Where are you? Right here. Right here. Okay? That's coming up. That'll be set up tomorrow. This other one has seen a lot of use. I mean, everything on the channel for years. So it just could be tired, fatigued. Yeah. Well, they last a long time. I really enjoyed the Panasonics. I bought this other one last year, right before, about I don't know, 4 or 5 months before getting this one that we're on right now, which is the Canon R7. Very good camera. Very good, very good. My idea being I wanted a backup, but then I found that the overall quality wasn't as nice, and that kind of got me into, like, I don't know, eventually a place where, my frustration with not having, a lot of it, starting up the new book project and really having a bit of a frustration with some of those screenshots function in the book as long as they're not too big. And that's what really sort of motivated me and pushed me into recording with this, mostly because I want to get an excellent photo. So sorry about that. Sorry about that missing color mixing session. I will make sure to put up the reference image. Okay, so like I said, I was thinking about darks, thinking about, well, what would be good? Yeah, and I could go with a 2. I could go with my my 2 Filbert from Treckle. But what we're going to do is this year trek. I think this will be really good because I have a lot of little like dinky things to do. Okay, I'm not going to use you because I know even though you don't see the palette, you hear it. So I don't want to annoy you. We're doing a lot of good teaching. You know, don't worry about things that are missing. If too much is missing, you will never know because you'll never see the video in the first place. Okay, I gotta make this reference really small. That's just to get all the darks to kind of lump up together. I want more of a glow on this side. Also, I took the whole thing off. And I have less paint on my my brush right now, so you can see I get actually picking up a slightly different color there. I don't want to go too dark here because light's coming from that way. So you don't want to be too matchy or worry too much about this thing. Just have a general sense of things. Maybe I did some wiping here. I don't know. But this trunk is not dark. And that's been ugly for our whole painting session, but now yeah, I'm really sorry about that missing color mixing session. I tried. That camera has been acting up. You're done, camera. Like I said, don't think I'm off the palette for all time. Very upset with the state of software right now. Like, I had to drop Photoshop. I really miss it. It does a ton of things that no one else does very well, including the generative fill, which wasn't always great, but way better than apparently than what's in Affinity. I ain't paying to find out, but I'm not even going on their 1 month free subscription. I'm just not going there altogether because I seen a video and the guy was demoing it and it's crap. So and Luminar is crap. Their generative AI is crap. Their Skyfill is fine though, and that's what I got them for. That's what I'm using them for. Also, I will say their raw engine is quite good, way better than Affinity's, so that's fine. And then I have this program called Photop. If you haven't seen it, you can run it. Just type in Photop into your search, and you can run it You can run it right in the browser, or you can save it. You can it's called installing, but what it's basically doing is running it on a special browser right on your desktop. Pretty neat. It works. It does quite a lot. For a power, actually, if you're not a power user, you'd probably be fine with Photopea, except it's, it's okay. It's just okay. I mean, it's not Photoshop, but it does a lot of things fine. So between all of those, I got that solved. But what I'm trying to say is, like, none of them are great. I would say Photoshop's great, but it's owned by bad people. I do think they're bad. I do. I think they're mercenary. And one of you I was talking to about this, they pointed out, yeah, they're just a corporation. They don't care about us. I think old Michael Jackson had a song, meant something like that. That's looking good. Telling the whole story, hey? We're moving along. Yeah, I don't know why, but this is, I don't usually go dark back here. I'm not going to go dark, but there's not a ton of paint in my brush. Wow. Okay. That's exactly on the, I just went, wow, damn. Am I crooked too? Was that crooked? Yeah. Okay. It's okay. It's alright. I'm very happy with the sky. Yes, it seems quite rough. But sometimes I like to do that. I want to see the movement in it. It's adding some interest and drama. It's pretty good. I didn't say I wouldn't do anything in the center. I'm just not going to do a bunch of grass in the center. I don't like that look. Okay, that's it for the darks. Great job, your Trek. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not going to mess around here. Just going to move right into my filbert. Now, the great thing about painting is if the EMF thing goes off, I'll just go out and start painting in plein air. I'll do what old Monet did every day, you know. Find me a spot, just keep painting the same thing over and over. You go, well, that doesn't sound good. Well, it could be fine, because the painting is the thing, my friends. The painting is the thing. Darken that a little. I'm bringing some red. One of the primary reasons that we've got the rose madder, and prior to that, the alizarin. That's gone super red. What's happening here? thing is you don't want to cover up all your darks. Keep your darks in place. Even though I kind of did a streaky thing on this, it's fine. It's fine. Meaning there's lots of board color coming through the darks. That's kind of in keeping with the way the sky feels. So it is strokey, but it's not like my little Van Gogh strokes, which I could end up doing, but yeah, I don't know. That technique it's a bit overt. Sometimes I fall into it just because it feels right. That's good. Oh, that's good, I said. Sorry to whisper. And yeah, we'll be keeping the Zoom for the live session. Well, not for the 15 minute. I have a good. Yeah, okay, what do I want to do? Yes. I'm thinking of bringing in the orange here. I just want it to be different on the other side. So, more glowy. More glowy. If I do lose the darks like I did there, not a big deal. I'll just come in with some more. Yeah, so I didn't bring any orange there, brought in the mixing red. Because, and then you can see subtle difference, but this tree is a lot more glowy, it's getting a lot more light. I'm just having that tree come right off. I could put something dark over there, I could brought the sky down further, I could do a lot of things, but I think it'd be best just to have it go right off. Just be kind of vague, what's going on. Nobody cares, nobody knows. I mean, people might care, you might care. But most people just will take the picture at the level it's being painted. And then it's going nice and fast, that's good. Not that I'm in a rush. I'm not. I just don't want things to, I don't know, I want everything fresh. Okay, next bit, wow, it's kind of cool. We don't have any water or anything to paint here. I'm enjoying that. Well, there's two accounts I have, two galleries. One has a zillion things. The other has a zillion things. The other one was selling tons, but I don't hear from them anymore, so I don't know what's up with them. I'm assuming something's changed or shifted, but whatever. It's, the way life is. Anyway, getting my point, if I don't have an outlet for straight up coastal scenes, I will tend to default to this kind of thing. Right, so the color we're doing here, that's pretty good. It's not too green. This is our dark grass color. It's comparable to the dark color in the trees. Doing the same sort of job. It's nice. Yeah, honestly, I don't mind if I foul it off to my right now. It was a bit cramped in the area that I have underneath the easel, so that's all good. I feel like like I'm going to just keep going with the grass. Now this was the original dark color. You're going to see me laying down, and you're going to go, wow, that's not very dark. Nope, that's why I darkened it. Mostly with a lot of burn umber. Yeah, I was looking at some paintings from, because I'm finally getting my online gallery together, the show that I started. Remember, I was doing lives and I was showing things, and it never materialized because I got, just busy, stretched thin, but now I'm back into it. And let's say, like, I've hit some high water marks here and there that, is that green? Not good, red. They're not far from a couple years back, 2-3 years, but even stuff from 2 and 3 years ago that are as good as things I'm doing now. But what I'm doing now that's actually better is I'm just fresher, and it's just from constantly expressing myself. That should be a lighter tone. Also, I'm not big into comparing things, so I don't look back a lot. Yeah, that's a good color. We're good. I don't have much burn over yet, but left. But enough. That's not a place, in spite of the light coming from that direction. We have maybe a little light up against that tree. But it's not a place to have a lot of bright, eye-catching whatevers. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I've known for a long time what's exciting with painting is to see the strokes. I've been telling you that for ages, but even there I would lose things, overdo things. I do that less, and I can see why when you look at someone like Ines, his stuff just gets looser and looser as he goes. Okay, good time for right now is to get the hills on. I'm going to get into some of that purpley feel. I'm going to use... That's too big. I'm going to have to get a new brush. Barely purple here. That's left over from the sky. Eh? I gave you this tip the other day. Purple, you won't even know unless you bring it in with the white. Like I could dump all kinds of purple into that color I had. Time for some more. Time for some more burnt umber. Where are you? Come on now, son. Don't hide from me. Don't be like that. That's getting a little overt. I do want them kind of discernibly purple though. That's a bit dark too. could be a bad idea. Bring in some more orange here. What are you saying? You say that don't look very orange? Well, probably orange enough. Thing with this hills for me, because I'm not that great at them, is just to kind of imply some stuff and leave it alone. That's doing the job. I think it's doing the job. Maybe I'll come with a little more light. That edge seems a bit harsh. And much as I don't want to take the time, I've got to mix this sky color again. That's a bit of a mess there. Okay, so that happened because I picked up color. I actually like the way that looked, but you mess with one thing, you'll be messing with other things. That's how it goes. That's alright. Fine. Not so sure about that dark bit there now. So I'm taking some burnt sienna and going into a pile. Pretty happy with that. Could smooth the whole thing into oblivion. I prefer to have my strokes. That's fine. It's fine. that's good. Gonna leave that alone. Got my hills in. That's a little tough. That edge is a little harsh. Fine. Oh, if it was so fine, then why'd you keep messing with it, Mike? Good enough. Okay, wow. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this out now because I'm gonna probably use this for grass in the back. And I think there we're gonna have the brightest bit of the grass over here. Maybe that would work. Or it might be best here where it's kind of implied. We'll see. We'll see. Now it's time to go ahead and clean the palette just a little bit. Now, should you get the Luminar Neo? Yes. For sky replacement, I can't recommend Photoshop because, at least with the Neo, that's one of the things that you'll be able to do. There's stupid AI features as a yearly subscription. You don't need to pay for those because they're crap. They're crap. Maybe they'll get good. I don't know. Apparently they've had them for years though, and they're not good. Bad. Okay, back into some greens, and gonna mix a little bit of my darker green with that kind of warmer green we had. Bit of oil. Okay, come on, display. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not saying this is the lightest I'm going to go in these areas. It's a proper green though. You know how much red's in it. Well, no, you don't, because the color mixing session is lost due to that camera. The camera's getting retired. I really do like recording the palette. I really think it's cool. It's just not as important as other things, like getting that gallery together. Okay, here we're going to bring in some more, way more orange. I do like painting coastal scenes, but like I just put one on the Substack area, the Studio Pass area. Oh, that's too much. That was extremely successful, but it's like, it's done for a market, you know? Tree and Seas is what I'm referring to. And I had about maybe 8 or 9 iterations that were good on that, and then I've kind of hit the end of it. Nice. That looks nice. I gotta do a few more darks up. Not so much darks, but you know, not so much light. I don't want too much there. Okay, I'd say that tree's done, except for the trunk, and it needs to be cleaned up a little. That's gonna be too light. Perfect color though. Too much. Too soon. Too much too soon. I want that a lot redder. kind of an almost 1, 2, 3 going on. Yeah. In general, though, I think that tree looks pretty good. Oh yeah, nice. We're gonna go a little lighter, but first we're gonna get the grass in. Nice day today. It's been raining. Pushing the grass color a lot redder, putting a lot of mixing red in. And then, it doesn't even really show, does it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well. That is a little too light. That's why I've just modified it. You gotta be real careful of these edges here. You don't want too tight or hard. It's actually okay to start with it a little dark and then come in over the top as I am. Could definitely be brighter there, but looking good. Yes, we're gonna do the brightest over here. This is just an undercolor. to fill it in with a hill. Less work to bring in the grass. Yeah, as you can see, the color's pretty close. The whole thing's gonna be brighter. It's just underneath. Okay. All right. Just put a little more red in there. Red is not I'm a distant color, but whatever. Yeah, overall this painting has kind of a, almost a raggedy kind of feel. That's all right. That's how I want it to be. I don't want that as bright. Now it's just taking on too much of a one color. I don't like any place in my painting to be one big expanse of one color. This is actually a little rough, but it's looking good. I think we can put some highlights in the trees and we're going to be done. Oh, it's creating those streaks. Probably something back there we can't see. It's okay, we're all used to that stuff with nature. Nature. Okay, it's time to have a look in the camera. It's all doing the job. It looks pretty good. This looks crooked. You look crooked. Not that it needs to be straight, but all that needs is a little finessing. That's all. If I were to do it with a knife, that can tend to put fuzz in the painting. We're very close. I'm going to bring in some highlights in the trees, and I think we're pretty much done. Boys will be happy. They can get their walk. So this is a case where I didn't use the permanent green light for the grass, so I'm free to use it for the highlights in the trees. I mixed the permanent green light with some green on the palette, a bunch of orange. Just going to give me a little brighter version of what's there. See, we don't want to repaint the whole thing, just a few accents here and there. A little dimension. It's a little flat now, and I do like my work to be semi-flat. I don't like things too dimensional. Some of what we're doing here, as you notice, there's no sky holes in the tree, so those highlights are extra critical, kind of taking the place of the sky holes. Now this tree I don't want as bright as that tree, but a few strategic. Forget to do that trunk. I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's looking nice. Is it perfect? Well, maybe. I don't know. Okay, so down here, probably just some. I got black in my brush. Oh, that light has shifted. Yeah, I have to laugh. In the old days of channel, people like, you can adjust your white balance, bro. It's like, yeah, no, not when it's all over the show like this. I can't, not really. One thing they were right about was the manual focus, but that on the Panasonic, just hard. That's not right. Yeah, and I probably won't be in tomorrow. I have a painting to show for the week, so I'm good. I like a lot more, but I'm going to work on that gallery tomorrow. This will be, so today's like the 20th of November. This will be going up next weekend, I'm pretty sure. Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Oh, you can come in and have a look if you like.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
You must have very small brushes.
Now, I like to use, well, for this painting, you can come around and have a look. This
Okay.
painting I'm using this size.
Normal size. Wow.
Yeah, normal size. Yeah. The smallest one I've used here is that one for the little hills in the back. Yeah, but small brushes tend to make your work look too tight and less expressive.
It's
Yeah.
so detailed.
Oh, thank you. What brings you down to the quarry today?
Dropping off some clay.
Nice. You working with clay, yeah?
Yeah,
That's fun.
just for fun.
It's a fun thing to do.
It is. And you can eat off it.
Huh?
You can eat off it after.
That's right. Yeah, you can make your own plates and then eat off of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you live here in town?
Nah, waifu.
Waipu.
It's 3/4 of an hour.
No, I know. My wife works out that way.
Mm, nice.
Yeah, she works over at the nursing home there.
Oh yeah.
Waipu's nice though. I've done some paintings of that beach out there.
Oh yes.
Yeah, one place you can get the sunset out here.
That one.
Is that it? Where is it?
That big one with the golden frame. That tree looks very familiar.
This one. Oh, that's coastal, but I don't think so much Waipu. I did I don't have one here, but I made a print of the Waipu Cove. Yeah, I want to paint it again, actually.
It's a beautiful place to go for the summer.
I love those rocks there. I mean, from a painting standpoint, they're interesting, you know.
If you go to Lang's Beach, you've got 2 or 3 different types of rocks.
Yeah, I've been down there too. I've got some shots. Yeah, so how long you lived in Waipu?
Permanently about a year now.
Okay.
Just summers, 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you must like it.
Oh yes. My mum's growing a garden.
Yeah, Waipu's not too far from here. If there's no traffic, my wife makes real good time.
Yeah. If there is traffic, then forget it.
At least it's not that ugly of a drive.
No,
Yeah.
it's very pretty.
Yeah.
Some I can recognize as, like this one's Bay of Islands.
That's Poor Knight's Island.
Oh,
The
it's
print,
nice.
yeah, it's a print there. Oh, the big one, that's Hole in the Rock. That is Bay of Islands, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Poor Knight's Island. That is Bay of Islands as well. I haven't actually been there. I used a
It's
photo reference.
Offshore from here, you can get to it from both places.
Yeah, right. It's not
I
that
think
far.
It's shorter from here though.
Yeah, they do a lot of diving and stuff there. Have you been diving? Yeah, no, I've never. I'm not. Yeah.
Even snorkeling is beautiful.
Yeah.
There's just so many fish. And they
yeah.
Look at you.
It is, and people tell me I should really get in the water, but we'll see. mostly. Rather paint the top bit.
Can you paint the fish?
I used to, I
Underwater.
had a job as a commercial artist for many years. I did a lot of fish, actually. Yeah, I had like aquariums as accounts, actually. Yeah, fish are beautiful, amazing.
And
The lionfish was one of my favorite to illustrate, you know?
With
Yeah.
all those spikes.
Yeah, yeah, they look really cool.
Yeah. Have you heard of the handfish? It's an Australian small
I've
snake.
heard of it. I don't know what it looks like.
A small orangey-yellow blob with big hands.
Okay. Oh, it's the one with the little...
Yeah, and it literally walks.
Yeah, no, I've seen those. And it lives like on the bottom or something, right?
Yeah.
That's where all the weird fish live.
Yes, definitely. How long would these little studies take you? 'Cause there's a whole
The
lot.
little ones? Yeah.
These ones.
They take between an hour to 2 hours. No, generally not. Like the little tiny ones, like this one, maybe I could get... usually it's more than an hour and a half, you know. But the funny thing is that...
They're pretty fast.
Yeah, well, because I like my stuff to be fresh. You know,
Yeah.
I want a fresh impression of me, like looking at the reference and trying to get something down. And but back in the day, I would spend hours and hours and just you start going over your original strokes, and you really lose that immediate expressive quality. That's what I'm most interested in. So even like some of the bigger ones, like this one here, didn't take significantly longer than the little one, maybe an extra hour or so. That's Ocean Beach there. Yeah, yeah. And so really my whole thing is like just make the brush bigger and try and make an expressive statement. That's what I'm all about. I want to make an expressive statement. We don't need tight copies of photographs because we already have photographs. And now we got the AI. It could spit out stuff all day long, you know. So my feeling is like your loose, expressive approach as a human is going to be way more valuable for people to look at. You know, at least they get a sense of how you reacted to how you felt about the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has a lot more feeling than just a straight photo.
Yeah.
It's full of
It
feeling.
should do. Yeah. I mean, you can definitely manipulate photos, and I have a lot of respect for photographers that do landscape photos because they got to find this spot and then they got to keep coming back and
Play
really
with
make
it.
an effort to make something great. You know, where I can take the photo reference, swap out the sky, and I manipulate my reference pretty extensively to act as inspiration for what I do. Yeah, and it's all about just making that quick. It's not like I'm rushing or I'm in a hurry, but I just like to move methodically through the whole thing, get it down. And I've been doing this a long time too. Yeah, a long time. Yeah, like since 2010. So yeah, this is year 15 of painting. And prior to that, like I said, I was a commercial artist. Yeah. Yeah. So what do you do?
I am starting a new job on Thursday.
What job's that? Did you know you could buy the book landscapepainter.co.nz? The book cost $65.